Hi everyone, Velvet here, and I have some stories for you today. But before we get started, can you please do me a huge favor and like, comment, and subscribe? It'll help the channel out and it'll get you more videos like this. Let's get to it. And our first one is from Chemical Lack 6997. Am I the beehole for telling my brother's wife we can't all have rich parents like her and her siblings? My brother, Nicky, a 25-year-old male, is married to Liza, a 24-year-old female. They were at my parents' house on Sunday for dinner, and Liza really annoyed the crap out of me. Something that isn't new, and I said something in anger that I might be the beehole. Maybe. So Liza has a wealthy family. They paid for her siblings' college expenses 100%. They paid for Nikki and Liza's house. They paid for their wedding. They paid for one of their sons' weddings this summer. They can afford all of that. Liza has always been very open, and if trying to give her the benefit of the doubt about it. She has never hid the fact that she came from money and was never shy about saying her parents pay for so much for her and her siblings. Liza doesn't understand that we are not all that lucky. I'm a 19-year-old female, work full-time and still live with my parents. We couldn't afford college. I didn't get the grades for a scholarship. Struggled enough through school that getting into massive debt for college when I ended up flunking seemed like a bad move for me. So I focused on working and applied for a couple of training programs close to my parents' house so I could try and do better without risking debt for nothing. Liza looks down on me so hard for living with my parents still and not for going to college. Sunday she talked about how all her siblings attended college, how 3 of them are still in college living there doing just fine, how they'll be able to buy houses right out of college, how even she and my brother could do it. My parents said politely that not everyone can do all of that, but then she talked about being 19 and not in college or living on my own, and how I should really try so much harder. Oh, I hate that. You know what? It's fine if you come from money, but don't act like you're working hard or trying hard, alright? But back to it. I snapped at that moment, and I told her we can't all have rich parents who can afford to pay our ways through college, for our weddings, and for our houses. I told her my parents didn't have that kind of money and neither did I, so we were doing our best in this shitey effing economy. Lizzie told me that I'm just lazy and making excuses and she stormed out, Ooh, that makes you so you're lazy? She didn't have to do anything. She had everything paid for. You know how expensive it is to get a house and she just gets a house? Okay, back to it. Nikki left a while after, and he was pretty quiet. Liza used his phone to send me 30 texts 3 days later demanding that I apologize, tearing me a new one for not doing it without being told. And I know it was her because she texted in a very specific way. Am I the beehole? No, I'm gonna definitely say you're not the beehole, cause yeah, you know what? We're not owed anything or anything like that, but sometimes we're just dealt crappy hands. You know what I mean? So my people, my family have tried businesses and failed, and that's what you gotta do. You gotta keep trying, and a lot of us aren't born like that. I wasn't born that lucky, and it's hard to find a house nowadays. Everything's being bought up by rich people and just being resold. I've seen it happen. And I'm just kind of wandering off, but it's really annoying. It's got to be frustrating to have someone who's just had everything handed to them their entire lives and act like they're working hard and they really pulled up their bootstraps. No, they weren't there. You know, I know I was there fretting about getting FAFSA or financial aid for college, and I barely squeaked through with the money. And she's over there having everything paid off 100%, and she just gets a house. Do you know how much I'd love to just get a house? Ugh. And yeah, that would get under my skin too. Someone telling me who you know is rich, who hasn't had to do any real work in their lives, just goes, "Oh, you weren't trying hard enough. You just work harder." No, she's living proof it's not about working harder. She just had it handed to her. I'm amazed you didn't, snatch her freaking hair off her head. And your brother, I assume your brother was going to kowtow and bow down to her because she has the money. And so she's probably like, I don't want to lose this money. I'm not saying he's a gold digger, but he's probably like, my future's secure as long as I'm with her. And that's why I'm pretty sure he let her go ham on his sister like that. I know nobody would do that to me with my sister or any of my siblings. That's just not going to happen. As much as I need money, I can't have a miserable life like that. You know what I mean? Having my mind messed with and played with. That's the way I'm seeing it. Because why would he not tell her, hey, don't do that to my sister? And yeah, you were out of line. You were a Nepo baby, basically. So it'd be no, not the beehole. And do not apologize to her. 30 texts trying to get you to apologize? How crazy is that? If I had that money, I wouldn't care about getting apologies from people. It's baffling, but yeah, OP, not the beehole. And our next one is from Charming Eye 2631. Am I the beehole for calling my girlfriend a dumb urse for taking away her key after she almost burnt down my house? My girlfriend wanted a pizza. I have really good frozen pizzas from the local Italian market. They are made fresh, and if you do them up on the pizza stone, they come out perfect. I have made these for us many times. It is a simple process. You take the pizza stone, put it in the oven, let the oven preheat, then put the pizza on the paddle and slide it onto the hot stone. Once it's ready, you slide the paddle under the pizza and pull it out. Put it on the carving board and cut it. Easy, right? Nope. My pizza stone was dirty. It was scorched, not dirty. So her brilliant idea was to make pizza on my plastic cutting board. Oh yeah, I've done that when I made pizza. The board gets scorched, but who cares? It's not dirty, but sorry, back to it. Because that way she could just take the cutting board out with the oven mitts and cut the pizza without having to use all the tools. I got home to see black smoke coming out of my house and my girlfriend on the phone with 911. My dog is not on his leash and he's going crazy. I go to the front door to see if it's hot in the house and to see if I can see flames. No flames, no heat. I get to the stove and turn it off. I open the sliding door and let out more smoke and get my leash on the way out. The firefighters are there within 5 minutes and the smoke is already dissipating. They go in there to make sure. All clear. Thank God they were less than an hour. It's covered by the city. If it was over an hour, I would have been charged for the response. Oh, is that how it works everywhere? I didn't know that's how it worked. Oh, that's scary, but back to it. My oven is F though, and I have a lot of smoke damage to clean up. I told my girlfriend I was glad to see she was okay, but she is a dumbers, and she wasn't allowed in my home alone, at least for a while. I took her key away. We do not live together, but she has roommates, and likes living in a big house to herself on her days off. She says it was a mistake anyone could make. No, come on, I'm not a good cook, but I know you don't put plastic in the oven. Sorry, but back to it. And that I'm a beehole for calling her names. Yes, she said those words. She says it's my fault for not just getting microwave pizza and having to eat fancy. You know what? I was gonna cut her a break until the end right there where she's trying to blame you for her stupidity burning down the house. Yeah, she's an idiot. You shouldn't let someone that stupid in your home. Who knows what else damage you can do? She knows the routine and she still went, let's put plastic in the oven. And then I'm glad your dog wasn't on a leash and he was able to run out, because even though it wasn't on fire, the dog could breathe in smoke and take damage like that. So yeah, OP, I wouldn't let someone back into my house who almost burnt it down in such a foolish way. And yeah, she is an idiot. She even tried to blame you. Oh, how you had to have fancy food where you could just use a dumb microwave. Okay, if I was you, I'd placate her and get her some crappy dinky ones from the store and be like, here you go, here's your terrible pizza, microwave it, because that's all you can do apparently. How do you not know how to bake a pre-made pizza? It's not hard. Movies exist. I kind of wandered off because I've made pizza before. It's not perfect, but I made it and not burnt down the house, and I know not to put plastic in the stove. Everyone should know that. Like, I worry about this girl. But OP, no, you're not the beehole. And our final one comes from Same Green 8645. Am I the beehole for upsetting my boyfriend's sister? My boyfriend has a sister, Shauna, who can't handle any bad news or people saying no because he has a learning disability. So Shauna gets everything she wants. I have two other friends whose birthday is close to mine, and we're going to a yacht with a DJ. Ooh, cool. We all work in hospitality, so we're able to snag a good deal for a weekday party. I told his mother of the birthday plans after she asked, and told me Shauna would have so much fun. She went off to tell Shauna. Shauna was not invited, and I don't want to have to worry about her at my party. I don't want to babysit. I don't want my boyfriend to have to babysit. I want to have fun. I told my boyfriend to set this straight now. He said it would sort this out later. Oh, sort this out later means I'm not gonna do it, but back to it. But I have played this game before with him. Oh, there we go. And Shauna ended up coming anyway because of his mom and her guilting him. Oh, okay, yeah, all right, I was right then. I got mad and said and told him out loud enough for both his mom and Shauna to hear, saying Shauna isn't coming, and neither can you if you can't grow a pair. Shauna started crying, and his mom yelled at me for upsetting her daughter. I told them, F this, and this isn't going to be my life, and walked out of his mom's house and ordered an Uber home. Last I heard, I upset Shauna so much she had to go to the hospital with a panic attack, and obviously we are no longer together. My mom said I should have been nicer to his sister since she had a disability, but I feel like he should have stepped up right then. Okay, even though she has that You're gonna send her on a yacht party with people she doesn't know in this setting? She would probably do what she did there. If a simple no, you're not coming, to set her off like this. If she was with a bunch of people, she would faint. So yeah, you're right. You and your boyfriend would probably have to be there to take care of her once she's freaking out, or having to get her to the hospital once she's passed out. So P, no, you're not the beehole, and yeah, I would have suggested break up with him too, because I don't think anything's gonna change with that guy if he's willing to, fall to the guilt like that. And his mom knew exactly, like, how rude is she? I'm just gonna invite my daughter with a disability to your guys' party without clearing with you guys first, and run off to tell her. She knew what she was doing. She wanted to force her onto you guys. So P, no, you're not the beehole, and go enjoy your party and ditch the boyfriend. And you can find somebody. There has to be somebody out there who doesn't have a sister who's, going to faint at hearing the word no. So P, no, you are not the beehole. Thank you for making it to the end of the video with me, and can you please do what I said in the beginning, and like, comment, and subscribe. It really and truly does help the channel out, it helps it grow, and it helps you get more videos like this. Velvet out.